You say you're triggered, and you say you're in these support groups, and your goal is to have a safe place for women to go and talk about this, and you say that you don't do therapy.
I don't.
But yet in your tape you say, I'm really like an underpaid therapist because I work as a hairdresser. I understand exactly what it was. You said, I spend all this time as a hairdresser listening to people tell their stories. I'm really like an underpaid therapist.
And an overpaid bartender.
And you say, I don't dole out therapy, but then I hear you doing therapy. I hear you talking to people about identifying their triggers, reframing things, identifying negative self-talk, all things which, in my opinion, you're not even almost qualified to do.
All I'm speaking of is things that I've personally experienced.
Well, just because you've had brain surgery doesn't mean you can do it. You've been in therapy, that doesn't mean you can go do therapy. I'm
not doing therapy.
But you are.
No, I'm not.
Well, then why are you talking to people about reframing their reality?
I didn't say reframe reality.
Well,
I said get out of your dealing with coping mechanisms, to get out of your internal mind and go to your external.
That's not giving advice?
It's people talking about coping. It's peer support. That's all it is.
What I'm telling you is you just may be putting too much pressure on yourself and taking too much on, because what you're doing sounds very much to me like you're giving advice and giving therapy and telling people to practice the pause and the power of the pause. And
I learned that off of Pinterest.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Actually, it was a snippet of a picture that said practice the pause. And I thought it was pretty dynamic.
Yeah.
They could have read it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to really be careful about doing that.
Of course.
And if I could say, by not being properly trained in that, your reaction to Dana created this consequence. By running a group around people who have mental health issues, you yourself need to have the right mentorship to probably be doing that.
Right, but I did not do that in the group. I did that in a group of 11 people, and I took responsibility and said, you know what, I absolutely should not have said that. I was out of line, I reacted emotionally, and I didn't practice the pause.